Hey guys, what's happening? Welcome to my channel. Today is going to be a goodie. Stick around to the end and I'm going to share a lot of exciting tips and secrets from my weight loss journey. So let's dive right in. I want to share specifically today how I lost 28 kgs or 60 pounds over a period of 6 months and how running was crucial in helping me get those pounds off. So I started off like this and 6 months later I was like this. So I want to share some tips and some secrets that I learned along my weight loss journey, specifically with regards to running. So let's dive right in. So here's the thing. In order for you to lose weight, it's so important that you understand that it's vital to be in a caloric deficit. In other words, you need to be burning more calories than you are consuming. So your body needs to be burning more than you are consuming. So losing weight starts off in the kitchen. You require 2,000 calories to maintain your body weight. If you eat 1,500 calories, your body needs to search for the other 500 and it will tap into your fat reserves and convert fat into energy. And over time, if you do this consistently, you lose weight. So you have to be in a caloric deficit. This is the fundamental understanding. This is the key to losing weight, being in a caloric deficit. And combine good nutrition and being in a caloric deficit with running. The pounds fall off. And I want to share a couple of secrets, 5 things in total that helped me to maximize my running gains in order for me to lose weight. So let's dive right in. I want to divide this section into 5 parts: food and clothing, warm up and pace, goal and headspace, record and recovery, and keep going. I live in Rio de Janeiro and it's very hot, so I prefer to either run either early in the morning or late at night. And when it comes to clothing, choose some loose-fitting clothing. The clothes options are very big nowadays. You can go into the store and you can pick a fairly cheap pair of clothes that are really comfortable for you. That's important. When it comes to shoes, I prefer to find some shoes that hug me really tightly. And if you go to the shop, there's usually someone that can help you choose a good and comfortable pair of shoes. It's important to get some advice because often when we run, we tend to either put our weight on the inside or the outside of the foot. So a specialist is able to help you choose the right pair of shoes for yourself. Don't forget socks. Socks really help you not to get those blisters. Choose a nice, comfortable, woolly, thick pair of socks. That's what I do when I run. When it comes to eating, I prefer to run on an empty stomach. I don't want any food jingling about in my stomach when I run. And a great rule of thumb is to do that, to make sure that if you're hungry, eat at least 45 minutes before the run. I run fasted because I'm into intermittent fasting and I only eat at about midday. If you're going to eat something light like a banana or an apple. Make sure that you're also very well hydrated. Make sure you get a good night's sleep before so you can be ready to hit the ground running. So it's also important to stretch. Stretching is vital so you don't injure yourself, so your body is nice and loose. Do a couple of leg swings, 10 on either side, and make sure that you are ready to run when you feel nice and loose in your body. I also tell people when they start off running, it might be easier to use the treadmill because when you start off with the treadmill, you can determine your pace, you can determine your speed. When you start off running, you don't know your body well. You don't know what's good for you, and something as simple as starting off with the treadmill allows you to get used to your body, to get comfortable with your body, to get comfortable with movement. And then over time, you can begin to increase the speed because intensity is what helps the pounds to fall off. But you don't want to start off that way. You don't want to burn yourself out. A good rule of thumb to ask yourself when you're starting off, only when you're starting off, is when you finish a run, ask yourself, do I feel like running tomorrow or do I not want to run ever again? And if the answer is you don't want to run ever again, you've probably pushed yourself too much. So you got to get used to the pace. You got to get used to your body, and over time you can begin to increase with speed. So that's warm up and that's pace. When it comes to pace, you also want to be aware of your breathing. You need to take nice deep breaths when you run because oxygen is your fuel. It fuels the lungs and it keeps you going. When you run, it's important to have a goal. You don't just want to run aimlessly. You want to have a goal, and perhaps a starting goal that's helpful to people who haven't run before is to say, I'm going to run 5 minutes or 7 minutes without stopping, then increase it to 10 minutes and then begin to push yourself a bit more. The great thing about my weight loss journey is when I started to run, my family members began to join me. You can see my son here. He's joined me with my 5-kilometer run here, and it's really awesome to see that begin to happen. So that is your goal and your headspace. When it comes to headspace, it's so important to realize that your body tells you one thing and then your mind tells you something else. You can always go a bit further. You really can. You can always push yourself a bit more. One of the tricks of the trade is to get yourself into what I call the nothing headspace, where my mind is just thinking of the road ahead of me and I'm not thinking of my body or my tiredness. It helps me to go further. Also, sometimes I get lost in my thoughts, put some music on, I begin to admire the view. Your headspace is everything when you run. You don't want to stop unnecessarily due to a buildup of lactic acid. If you stop, your legs get heavy and it's hard to start again. So if you can help it, keep going. Your body can do a bit more. You want to gain mastery over your body. This is a big part of the weight loss journey. When it comes to record and recovery, you want to record every run. You can use an app like Strava. You can buy a cheap smartwatch to begin to record everything. You can see the intensity, you can see your heartbeat, you can see your pace, and you want to improve over time. Record so you can see the improvements over time. When it comes to recovery, enjoy the runner's high after you finish running. Enjoy the newfound boosts in self-esteem and confidence. This is part of the journey. You don't want to just be so focused that you lose out on just admiring the gains that have taken place over time. So record and make sure that you do recover. I run 3 times a week. I run 5Ks twice and then 10Ks the third time to make sure that I am gaining both my endurance and a bit of my speed work with the 5-kilometer. And the last thing that I want to say is keep going, keep going. Don't give up, keep going. It only gets better. At the start, it's difficult, but if you keep pressing, keep persevering, you get better over time and the pounds begin to fall off. Running is a wonderful way to begin to lose weight. Start slow and then build up the intensity, and as you go faster, you enjoy it.